Good morning. Welcome to your Daily Hope Booster video. Today is Monday and also my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Thinking about Dad's birthday today has really made me think a lot about models and mentors because Dad has been both to me over the course of my life. At our wedding, in our thank you speech, I remember saying that I have my mama's heart and my daddy's soul, and it's very, very true. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Definitely, Dad doesn't have all of the behaviors and things in life that I want to model my behavior against, because who does? I mean, we're all human, right? We're all our imperfect selves, but there are so many characteristics and values and behaviors of him that I do love to model myself against. He has he's emulated behavior that I would want in a partner. I remember he used to go to Starbucks and he would get coffee for both me and Mom, and he always remembered that I wanted a straw with my chai tea latte. And I remember him coming back to the car one day and handing me my straw, and I said, Dad, I can never have a partner because how do I hold my partner up against this behavior that you're modeling for me. And I can tell you that my husband has many of those positive qualities that my dad has as well. So I've definitely found a partner with that also models those kinds of behaviors. There's a very distinct difference for me between a model and a mentor. And for me, a model is someone that I want to emulate my own behavior against, does things in business I want to do, lives their life with their family and their friends and that kind of thing that I want to model my behavior against. But then there's also mentors, and mentors I feel like are pretty active in our lives. They provide advice, they can offer constructive criticism and opportunities for improvement. I think there are very distinct differences between role models and mentors, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the ways that both models and mentors in our lives can help us to increase our agency thinking, which is our internal intrinsic motivation, which, as you know, is the middle part of hope theory: goals plus agency plus pathways. So if we talk about models first, because that one's sort of the easiest one to wrap our head around. And as we think about our lives, we can probably identify pretty strong models that we've modeled our behavior against in the past. Here's Wiley. Speaking of models, hey buddy. So models, again, they're about inspiration. They're an example of who we want to be in life. You don't have to model all behaviors. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, you can choose the most important behaviors that you see in someone and model your behavior against those. We know that we're all human and we all have some behaviors that we aren't proud of, or opportunities that we want to change, or things we want to change about our behavior, about our personality and how we show up. But you can choose a model who have the positive behaviors that you want to model against. Those can still encourage you to get where you want to go by emulating those behaviors. We have mirror neurons in our brains who are, that's their job. Is to look for people to emulate and to model our behavior against. And so it's natural as well for us to have models that we will try to create our behavior against, or model our behavior against. Choose a model that has the characteristics and values that you want to emulate, recognizing that it won't be perfect, which is really just another way to identify how perceived weakness can be turned into positive opportunities. There's a lot of leaders out there that I value, that I like their leadership style, but I don't have to love all of their leadership qualities. They can have a few that I want to sort of pick and choose and be like, and leave the rest alone as ones I don't want to emulate my behavior against. So then if we talk about mentors and finding a mentor, I feel like mentorship can be more of a formal relationship. I even remember in university I did a program, a project on creating a mentorship program in an organization, because I feel that strongly about the value of mentorship, and the formalization of those mentorship opportunities can be really super beneficial for us as humans, for us in business, for us in our careers, our education, and also just in our family. You know, finding a mentor to help us understand, or to strive to be better parents or sisters or kids or husbands and wives. So tap into the wealth of knowledge of your mentor. So if you've picked a mentor, either formal or informal, tap into that knowledge, right? They are there to ask questions. They have been through in similar situations of you. They are there to sponge from their brain, ask all the questions, try the things that they suggest, and then come back and ask again. That's what they're there for, is to answer all of your questions. Lots of mentors are set up to recognize you as a human and to provide that constructive criticism that we often don't get from other people. Lots of times in our mentorship relationship, that trust and respect is inherent, and we're also more willing to hear criticism from those trusted advisors more than we're willing to hear it from other people. So if your mentor is providing constructive criticism, listen, hear it, and change behavior if you agree with the criticism. And even if you don't agree, stay open-minded and non-judgmental about what they're trying to say, because the best part about a mentorship relationship is they truly have your best intentions at heart. If you have a great mentor, that's what they're there for, is to have your best interests at heart. They will action your interests. So whether it's providing constructive criticism, whether it's helping pave the way in your career, making an introduction to someone in your industry who will help you move forward, setting up an information interview for somebody in your educational field, or somebody on a sports team that you want to be introduced to. A great mentor will pave the road and will make those kinds of introductions for you, because they have your best intentions at heart. So keep in mind that when you find a great mentor, use them to your advantage. They are there to support you and encourage you and help you to grow and find your passion and all of those really great things. I can't say enough about great models and mentors. I have had some great ones in my life. One of the things that has helped me identify who has been a great mentor and a model for me is a tip I learned at a networking breakfast a few years ago, back when we could go out. But they talked about giving some thought to a conversation you've had in the past that was really super influential. So it could have been a mundane kind of conversation, a coffee chat, a conversation in a hallway, but where the words had a really big impact on you. That person is likely a very strong model or a mentor for you. So give some thought to those pivotal conversations and who they were with, and then what impact or influence that person has had in your life, and maybe they are a model or a mentor. And if they are either of those things, and maybe you haven't been in touch with them for a while, or they don't know what an impact they've had on your life, maybe give them a call. Send them an email, let them know about the impact they've had on your life. There's nothing more that a model or a mentor loves to hear more than the fact that that who they are and the behavior that they show up has had a really positive impact on someone's life. So let them know. It's just a nice, warm, kind thing to do. We all work very hard, and it's nice to be rewarded for who we are and the characteristics that we live our life by. Dad, if you are watching this video, you are a very strong mentor and a very strong model to me, and I definitely wouldn't be the woman that I am without you and your influence in my life. So happy birthday, and I love you, and I hope that this instruction today has been helpful and helps you to identify some models and mentors in your life. Talk to you again tomorrow.